Hello there, whiskey lovers, and welcome to another one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings. And here we go again with a new release from the boys and girls of BYOB-C, simply biopsy, which basically means bring your own bottle club. It's a Belgian club, and the name explains itself. Whenever they got together, they brought their own bottle so they could try from each other's bottle, obviously. But when they grew, more bottles became available, and in the end, they decided to start bottling some of their own. And I've talked about them quite a few times. I don't think there is no release that they did that I did not do a rambling about, and there's a very good reason for that, because their selections are simply excellent. And after the Blair Athol and the Cambus and the Ardmore, the Ledaig and the Old Rhosdu, they now, for their spring release, turn to fruity Speysider. They turn to this Glen Elgin 1998, and this one is one that matured on a sherry butt. And while I got me a bottle, I also got me a sample. Thank you, Dominic, thank you for sharing this, so that I could try it and leave the bottle closed for the collection. You may remember that the first series that the boys and girls from BYOB-C released was called Lads of Lobland, and now they have this new series, which I erroneously called Monsters on Mopeds in my previous video. It's actually Mobsters on Mopeds, and not Monsters, Mobsters on Mopeds, and this is their sixth release in that series, and I do believe it will be a series of 8, so 2 more to look out for. Right, Mobsters on Mopeds number 6 is a Glen Elgin, which I will be enjoying here while still being quarantined. By the way, did you know what the term quarantine means? It's actually a Italian medical term that was invented or first used in the 14th century during the plague pandemic back then. And sailors who came in on those merchant ships into Venice, they had to stay on board for 40 giorno. And 40 giorno means 40 days, and that's where the term quarantine came from. There you have it, a little tidbit of knowledge while enjoying a wee bit of whiskey. So anyway, back to the whiskey. This is a butt, like I said. It's from 1998, making this Glen Elgin a 21 years old, and it is bottled at 51.5% ABV. Beautiful gold color, clings to the glass. This is going to be very nice. On the nose, well, it's a very, how to put this, a very friendly nose. And fairly sweet. I get citrus, apricots, peach and young apples, gooseberries, a hint of quince as well. It's very fruity indeed, but like I said, very friendly. And with that I mean that it is not very complex, but it is very inviting, very approachable. Oh, and while it's been in the glass for a couple of minutes now, it's actually becoming a bit candy-like. Typical Speysider. And very nice. Right, on the palate. Honey sweet, and a bit feisty on some pepper, but the fruit from the nose returns. But now it's upholstered with some quinine, some white pepper, and some licorice as well. And while citrus and apricots they lead, I also get some nectarines now. Just like on the nose, it turns quite candy-like, but it doesn't disturb at all. It's almost impossible not to like this, you know. And it's dangerously quaffable despite the somewhat high ABV of 51.5%. This absolutely does not need any water on the finish there. Finish is very nice. It does show some character on the finish now. The spiciness and the candy-like notes, they linger quite long. Wow, this is veritable candy. This is a very lovely Glen Elgin indeed, and has become tradition. As has become tradition, the last bottle in this series, number 54 of 54, has been added to my growing pension fund. Let me put it that way. Well, that's not entirely true, because I do not plan on selling any of my bottles, mind you. I actually plan to keep them until I am no longer working, until I have reached my pension, and then I plan to drink them all. Not all by myself, of course. I will be sharing them with friends and family. But my kids, when they see my whiskey collection, they already realize we are not going to inherit this. No, they are all mine. When I retire from active duty, they will all be shared, all be enjoyed, because that's, my friends, it was whiskey's for. That's what whiskey's for. Whiskey is to enjoy, to share, to drink, even if we're in lockdown. Remember, this is all for this Whiskey Rambling, and I hope to see you at one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings real soon. Stay home, stay safe, and may the mold be with you.